here we go. April 6th, Wednesday. It's about 8:45. Just tagged the border back behind me and just getting started. Mrs. Mulligan just dropped me off. I gotta say, I'd be lying if I didn't say I'm a lot more nervous this time around than I was on the AT. For a couple reasons. One, then you're just enthusiastic. You have no idea what you're getting into. This time, I know what I'm getting into. And you think you're a little bit smarter, but it's just so different. I just have a day pack on right now. Mrs. Mulligan is gonna meet me in 2 miles and give me my full pack. And that'll be a real awakening because I've got to carry 6 liters of water here to start. It's 20 miles essentially. There's one place you maybe can get water, but I've got to go 20 miles to start without any water sources. So I'm going to get my indoctrination right off the bat here. It'll be a lot different than the AT. The plan, this whole body permitting, you can hear the wind, this whole body permitting, is to hopefully go about half of the PCT, so hopefully about 1,300 miles, somewhere up until beginning of July, something like that. So again, I think I learned on the AT, you never know what this holds. You just take it one day at a time, and we'll see how it goes. I think to start, my goal is not to live up to my trail name and not have to get off the trail and restart, get off the trail and restart like I did on the AT. Hopefully don't have to work it out that way. Here goes Mrs. Mulligan. Anyway, be a little bit harder. Last time I just drove home a couple hours after I had some problems at the beginning of the AT. This time I got 3,000 mile plane ride, so let's not do that. And here comes Border Patrol. All right, there's the obligatory mile marker number 1. Just picked up my full pack from Mrs. Mulligan. I think it's like 33 pounds with 6 liters of water, which is a lot. Actual base weight with no food or water is like 16 pounds. So you can see what a difference it makes. And that's quite a bit less as far as base weight goes. There goes Mrs. Mulligan. It's quite a bit less as far as base weight than the AT. I think the AT has probably mid-upper 20s. But all the water you got to carry out here kind of makes it a wash. So here we go again. Very different to start, right? It's in the desert, but you know, got some trees and the trail is nice and smooth. Just little ups and downs. I know it's not going to stay like this for much longer, but at least today I think is sort of like this. I don't know if I said I'm going to go probably about 12 miles today. There's a big climb at like mile 15, like a 5 mile or 4 mile climb or something like that out of Hauser Canyon. So I certainly don't want to do that on day 1. It's supposed to be pushing 90 degrees today. So I'm going to go about 11 or 12 miles and do that big climb tomorrow morning early up to Lake Marina. There we go. Finished the first decent climb up from down there. You just barely see in the distance there the wall, sort of where I started. About 8.5 miles in so far. Really windy, as you can hear. Good morning. It is just before 6 o'clock. Got up at 5, packed up in the dark. I don't think I ever did that on the Appalachian Trail, but got to beat the heat. It's going to be over 90, I think, today. And it's funny, I don't know if you can see it again. Trail in the distance, there you go. You can see headlights bobbing along the trail ahead of me. But it's really nice out now. It's like I don't know, 55, something like that. And it's going up today, I think, to over 90 degrees. So I hopefully will be done at Lake Marina by about 10:30 or 11. I think I mentioned they get about, I think, 8.5 miles. So we'll see how it goes, but I should beat the worst of the heat anyway. I think that's Hauser Canyon down there, and I think, not positive, but I think you can kind of see the trail going up the other side there. So there's some switchbacks going up there. And then up over the top there, I think. My Spanish isn't so good, but I can tell none of that's very appealing. And here's a reminder that this is no joke. It's like a rescue station. You can see the trail up the other side, a little closer. There's a better view of Lake Marina. I came over that saddle right there. That was the end of the climb out of Hauser. It wasn't really too bad of a climb, actually. It was in the shade, it was early, so it was cool out. I can't imagine doing it in the afternoon in full-on sun exposure. It's southern facing, and some people go the whole 20 miles from the border to Lake Marina in a day, which means you hit that climb right in the afternoon sun. No thanks. You can hear it's still really windy. I just got, I think, like a mile to Lake Marina, and there, so Mulligan's gonna pick me up, and it's early for a day off, but I'm gonna take the day off tomorrow and this afternoon, just because it's supposed to get crazy hot. Well over 90 today, and tomorrow's the hottest day of all, and I think less wind. The wind makes it tolerable. But tomorrow I think it's gonna be like 95 and less wind, so I'm in no rush. I'll take a nice day off and get to enjoy some of the Masters. Got to see some of the Masters, right? So 20 miles, 6 liters of water, and that's how much I have left. Not bad, huh? And I think this is the entrance to the park, so with any luck, Mrs. Mulligan will be showing up down one of these roads here in a few minutes. So that'll do it for day number 2. Day 3 of hiking. Had a day off yesterday. That's Shirley back there. Say hi, Shirley. Shirley has been on top of Kilimanjaro, hiked across Scotland. Not hiked in Scotland, across Scotland from coast to coast into Patagonia, around Mont Blanc. So she's a badass, and we're hoping she takes mercy on me. She's gonna hike with me for a couple of days. So we'll see. She may just smoke me and leave me. I don't know. We'll see. I doubt it. So we came from that direction there, and from down over there, came under the highway there. I think that's the 8, as they call it here. And way in the distance there, you can see Lake Marina, where we came from today. That's probably 6 or 8 miles back. And we are headed somewhere in that direction. Good morning. This is, what, day 4 of hiking? This is Sibbets Flats. Sibbets Flat campground, where we stayed last night. There's Shirley over there packing up. We hit it on Saturday, which is not a good day to or night to spend at a car campground. Place was packed. Fortunately, this man over there, who's a former thru hiker, Peter, let us share his spot. But people were partying late. They're out for a good time, I get it, but it's not really something that mixes well with thru hiking. People partying till midnight. But it was a nice spot, picnic table, fresh water, bathrooms. And now we have about, I think like 0.7 back to the trail, uphill of course. So obviously started at the border, and that was like, I think the border, believe it or not, was at like 2,000 feet elevation. And I'm right now just about at 5,800, and I'm starting to see some pine trees. That's kind of cool. That's nice. And then where I'm headed, at least before lunch here, Mount Laguna is just shy of 6,000 feet. So somewhere up there. Well, this is a really nice welcome change. Feels like I'm walking in Colorado amongst the pine trees. Beautiful. Made it to the Laguna Mountain Lodge and Store. Uh-oh, back on the cherry Coke and bugles. Not exactly health food. Well, so long pine trees. It was nice while it lasted. It's really windy, but check out this view. It's day 5 and it's 43 degrees with sustained winds at 30 miles an hour with gusts to like 50 or 60 or something. So it's cold. I got every layer on this morning, but spectacular view. I'll turn it around here for you. Without exaggeration, I've never been outside and wind this strong. I would say it's more like sustained, and there's a lull. At 40 miles an hour with gusts to, I don't know, 60 or 70. It's crazy. Thankfully, I'm on the wind-protected side of the mountain here. Some pretty sheer drop-offs. Good morning. I'm just leaving Pedro Farge's monument. It was a road crossing, and I've got about 1.5 miles back to the PCT. It's April 13th, and I've got 3 days and about 50 miles to Warner Springs. So got a heavy pack. And I'm back with 6 liters of water again because the water's a little bit sketchy for the next 30 miles. So it's heavy. Just about 6 miles in, something like that, maybe a little bit more. You see the trail goes over there, and I'm starting to get the feeling that I've got to walk across that big, wide, flat area over there and into the mountains on the other side. But thankfully, it's pretty cool out today. It's actually perfect. Right now, it's probably 55 degrees, something like that, and no wind, so we'll see. Well, I made it down onto the flat, and I think I'm headed across to the other side. This may take a while. Hard to tell if that's 2 miles or 10 miles. So I came from up in those mountains over there this morning, down sort of across the lower part of the mountains there, all along there, then across the flat valley to the road right there. And then I just came up. You can see a couple hikers headed up where I came from. And now I'm headed back up into the hills. It's about 3:30, so I'm just going to do maybe 3 or 4 more miles, something like that. It's all uphill, I think, so we'll see. Well, this is camp for the night. This will be the first test for my new tent in the wind. It's not going to be too bad. I think it's going to blow at like 15 miles an hour, something like that. So we'll see how I did. The tent is fine. It's a matter of how I did. And you can kind of see the moon rising up there. So we'll see. I think I did like 20 today. Heavy pack too. So we'll see how I feel in the morning. First gate. I say first gate because there's a series of gates today. First gate, second gate, and there's a big, better be, a big water cache at third gate. So we're shooting for third gate this morning. Here's second gate. One to go. And the infamous third gate. So let's hope right past this, there's some water. That's promising. And I think that's the water. So I just left the water cache, and I would guess that is the road that they bring it in on. You can imagine, you see it winding back up there. I suspect they must have to refill it. I don't know, if it's full, there's probably 500 or 1,000 gallons there of, I don't know what they were, gallon jugs from Costco maybe? But I can't imagine how long it takes to bring it in, unload it, take out all the empties too, and probably on a weekly basis. There's a donation jar there, and the water cache also takes Venmo. So pretty cool anyway. Otherwise, without it, I think it would be something like 30 miles without water. Good morning. It's day 8. Sun's just peeking up over there. Short day today, which is good. I think I've done 45 miles in the last 2 days, which is a lot for this early. Yesterday really tired me out. All the desert looks like that. That's where I'm headed. You can see one other hiker up ahead of me. And I think that is Eagle Rock. Doesn't look like much from here, but you'll get it when we get up there, I guarantee you. Here's Eagle Rock.
That whole group last night.
There you get it now, right?
Yeah. You want us to move?
And there's the road, just like that. That's the end of Section A. From the Mexican border to Warner Springs. I think something like 110 miles.